In the ever-shifting landscape of hip-hop, where artists rise and fall with the unpredictability of a storm, few stories are as quietly tragic as that of Shane Eagle. Once hailed as a visionary, a rapper whose introspective lyricism and minimalist production signaled a new wave of South African hip-hop, he now exists in the periphery of public consciousness, a ghost of what could have been. The question isn't just why Shane Eagle faded, it's why no one seems to care that he did. To understand this, we must dissect the mechanics of cultural memory, the fickleness of audience loyalty, and the brutal reality of an industry that discards artists as quickly as it celebrates them. But beyond the music, Shane Eagle's story is also one of personal evolution, fatherhood, business ventures, and even reality TV, yet none of it has been enough to keep him in the mainstream conversation. Shane Eagle's ascent was meteoric but fragile. He emerged at a time when the South African rap scene was hungry for something different, something that didn't conform to the bombastic, amapiano-infused sounds dominating the charts. His debut album, Yellow, was a breath of fresh air, an intimate, jazz-laden project that prioritized introspection over bravado. Critics praised it, fans latched onto it, and for a brief moment, it seemed like he was poised to redefine the game. But momentum in music is a fleeting thing. The same qualities that made him unique, his subdued delivery, his refusal to chase trends, were the very things that would later alienate him from the masses. The industry doesn't reward consistency unless it's packaged as reinvention, and Shane, for all his talent, remained stubbornly himself. Then there's the matter of cultural saturation. The modern listener is drowning in content, bombarded by new artists, new sounds, and new distractions every single day. In such an environment, staying relevant isn't just about talent, it's about noise. Shane Eagle never screamed for attention. He didn't engage in public feuds, didn't manufacture viral moments, didn't pivot into gimmicks to stay afloat. While other artists mastered the art of the spectacle, Shane remained in the background, trusting that the music would speak for itself. But music alone is rarely enough. The world doesn't pause for artists who refuse to play the game. Perhaps the most damning factor is the shift in audience expectations. Hip-hop, especially in South Africa, has evolved into a sound-first, lyric-second genre. The rise of amapiano and its offshoots has reshaped what listeners demand. Songs are now judged by their danceability, their catchiness, their ability to soundtrack a party rather than a solitary late-night drive. Shane's music, cerebral and deliberate, doesn't fit this mold. He's an artist out of time, a relic of an era when rap was as much about storytelling as it was about rhythm. That's not to say his artistry is obsolete, just that it no longer commands the spotlight. But Shane Eagle's fading relevance isn't solely due to his musical choices. Life happened. In 2021, he became a father. A transformative experience that shifted his priorities. Fatherhood, for many artists, can either deepen their creative output or pull them away from the relentless grind of the industry. In Shane's case, it seemed to signal a retreat from the spotlight. He spoke openly about the joy of parenthood, but his music releases became less frequent, his public appearances more sporadic. The rap game is unforgiving, take a step back, and the world moves on without you. At the same time, Shane Eagle diversified his pursuits, venturing into business and branding. He launched his own clothing line, Eagle Vision, and invested in other entrepreneurial endeavors, signaling a shift from being just a rapper to a multifaceted creative. While this is a smart long-term play, it further diluted his presence in music. Fans who once checked for his albums now saw him as a businessman, a reality TV personality, a father, anything but the rapper who once held their attention. If you are enjoying this video up to this point, please like the video and subscribe to my channel, that helps me a lot, thank you. Speaking of reality TV, Shane's appearance on Young, Famous African in 2022 was another pivot that left fans divided. On one hand, it introduced him to a new audience, one that might not have known his music. On the other, it risked reducing him to a caricature, a rapper playing a version of himself for the cameras. Reality TV thrives on drama, and while Shane maintained his usual calm demeanor, the show's format didn't align with the introspective, artistically serious image he had cultivated. For some fans, it felt like a betrayal, a sign that he was chasing visibility rather than staying true to his roots. YouTube commentators and hip-hop analysts have dissected Shane Eagle's decline with a mix of sympathy and frustration. Channels like The Archive and SA Hip Hop Hub have pointed out that his lack of aggressive marketing, coupled with his refusal to adapt to the amapiano wave, sealed his fate. Others argue that his authenticity should be celebrated, even if it came at the cost of mainstream success. But the consensus is clear, Shane Eagle is no longer a trending topic. The algorithms don't favor him, playlists rarely feature him, and casual listeners have moved on to the next big thing. And so, Shane Eagle exists in limbo, not forgotten, but no longer celebrated. His core fans remain, a small but dedicated group who still dissect his verses, still find solace in his music. But the wider world has moved on, chasing the next big thing, the next flash in the pan. It's a cruel irony that the very authenticity that made him special is what doomed him to obscurity. In another era, he might have been a legend. In this one, he's a cautionary tale, proof that talent alone isn't enough, that relevance is a currency spent as quickly as it's earned. The world didn't abandon Shane Eagle because he failed. It abandoned him because it was always going to.